Welcome to the Vegas Insider channel here on YouTube as we look ahead to SEC action on Saturday, the second week of Southeastern Conference play. Kevin Rogers with you along with Brian Edwards, who went a perfect 3-0 in this video last week. He had the Gators minus the points against Ole Miss. They blew out the Rebels. He took Mississippi State and the points against LSU, and Mississippi State won that game outright as KJ Costello set the SEC record for passing yards in a game, and he also had Alabama first half easy winner against Missouri on the road. So, Brian, we move on to week 2 in SEC play, and you have 2 sides in a total, and we'll begin with one of your sides as Alabama returns home, and they take on Jimbo Fisher and the Texas A&M Aggies. So Nick Saban sees his old protege, and Alabama a nice favorite in this one.
Yeah, I love Alabama here. Texas A&M could not have looked any worse last week. I mean, that Vanderbilt team was without its star linebacker, Dimitri Moore, its leading returning rusher, 3 other starters on defense. They were starting a true freshman in Ken Seals, who, first career start on the road. A&M never led by more than 9. A&M's had 5 key players, all 5 projected starters opt out, including their best receiver, Jamon Osman, I think it is, 66 catches, 872 yards, 5 touchdowns last year. Their second leading tackler, Anthony Hines. And I made the number 24. I don't know why it's so low. Now, I did get backdoored on Alabama last week, but they looked great early. They were up 35-3 when Mac Jones left the game. I can't complain too bad, though, because I did have Alabama -7 in the first quarter and -15.5 in the first half against Mizzou. And I recommend betting this game exactly the same. Alabama, well, if they were 7 or 7.5 last week against Mizzou and the line was anywhere from 27 to 29, with this line at 17, you got to think it'll be 7 or fewer. So I like Alabama, and I've actually seen the first half line being -10. Mac Jones looked great last week, 18 of 24, 249 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and they just kind of hit the brakes in the fourth quarter. They want to get Bryce Young some playing time, and again, A&M looked horrible. I think Alabama runs A&M out of there.
Now, for your second selection, the Kentucky Wildcats, they lose to Auburn last week in their opener. Kentucky taking on Ole Miss, and Lane Kiffin, his debut did not go so well against the Florida Gators as the Gators rolled them in Oxford, and you like Kentucky laying near a touchdown.
Well, I thought Lane Kiffin had a great game play calling. I thought he kind of got the better of Grantham. They just don't have enough personnel on defense. But I think Ole Miss is going to score a lot of points this year. But it's not much of a fade of Ole Miss. This is a play on Kentucky, who completely outplayed Auburn last week on the road. Just had 3 critical mistakes, or really 2 critical mistakes and 1 bad call. But in the 29-13 loss, they had a 384-324 edge in total offense, 21-16 edge in first downs. The time of possession was lopsided, 36-29 to 23-31. I thought Kentucky, on first and goal with less than a minute left, I thought they clearly scored a touchdown. It was marked short of the goal line. They reviewed it. They didn't reverse it. Then Terry Wilson threw the interception. He also had a fumble on his own 30 in the second half that set up a short scoring drive for Auburn. And they also failed a fake punt, which set up a scoring drive for Auburn. But I thought Kentucky was a better team. And I saw Ole Miss's D-line is not very good, and Kentucky's got one of the best O-lines in the country. I think Kentucky wins by 10-14, but again, it's not fading Ole Miss. I thought their offense looked great last week. They just don't have much defense going.
And finally, your best total for the week in the SEC, the Gators taking on South Carolina, an old friend, Will Muschamp, and the Gators back at home here.
Yeah, Florida's offense, 51 points last week, and that was with settling for a couple of, or really 3 field goals, but one of them's like 50-plus. But they had 2 relatively short field goals. Trask 6 touchdown passes, no interceptions. Kadarius Toney 12 touches, 155 all-purpose yards, a touchdown, and Kyle Pitts 4 touchdown catches. He's just a complete mismatch, and South Carolina's best linebacker, Sherrod Green, suffered a fractured hip last week. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. That's a factor. And look, I thought South Carolina's offense looked good last week. Colin Hill, he was one of the best, one of the top passers in the country through 3 weeks last year at Colorado State. And he was throwing some darts last week. He's got an elite receiver in Shi Smith. And, so Florida, they gave up a lot of points to Ole Miss, but they had 3 senior starters that didn't make the trip. And Sean Davis, another senior safety, got ejected for targeting. So anyhow, I think this one gets over, and they've had 2 high-scoring games, 35-31 at the Swamp between South Carolina and Florida 2 years ago, and 38-27 in Columbia last year. So I like it over the 57.5.
So to review Brian's picks for SEC action coming up on Saturday, Brian is laying the points with Alabama against Texas A&M, also laying the points with Kentucky as they face Ole Miss, and he's taking the over between Florida and South Carolina. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Vegas Insider. For Brian Edwards, I am Kevin Rogers. Thanks for watching, and best of luck with your bets.